What is in your hand? Have you ever stopped to consider all that God has given you? Your life itself is a gift. The family He's given you, the opportunities for education, the skills, the talents, the relationships, the time, the resources. All these God has invested in you, and He wants you and me to use them for His glory. 2 Peter 1:3 says, His divine power has given us everything we need for life and godliness through the knowledge of Him who has called us by His own glory and goodness. More often than not, we value not the things that God has invested in us, not what He has given to us. Rather, we are comparing ourselves to others. We are focusing rather on things that He's given to others. But He, being God and not man that you should lie, He knows exactly the purpose for which each one of us has been created. And therefore, He gives us what we need to fulfill that purpose. So the question then is not simply what has God given to me? The better question to ask ourselves is this: what am I doing with what God has already invested in me? No matter who we are and where we are in life, God has truly invested in us. Remember all the opportunities He's given you, all the skills, all the talents, the spiritual gifts, the relationships, the time, even the life lessons that came through difficult times. These are all opportunities and investments that God has made into us. And He expects us to be good stewards of His investment in us. And stewardship begins with something very close to my heart. That is gratitude. Because without that mindset or realization that all that we have is God's and He's giving them to us to steward them, manage them, then we will not have, live lives of gratitude, but rather of entitlement. So today, welcome to another episode of the Word Unfiltered podcast, where we base our biblical teachings and its application to everyday life, our leadership development, our professional advancement, our leadership styles, and the impact we are making in the world for His glory. Today's lesson is this: from stewardship to multiplication. From stewardship to multiplication. Lessons from the parable of the talents. In Matthew 25:14-30, we read that Jesus gave this parable, teaching us how to be stewards. He said the nobleman was going to a faraway place, and he called 3 servants. To one, he gave him 5 bags of gold, another 2 bags of gold, and to another 1 bag of gold. And listen, he said, each according to his ability. So the master knew the abilities of these people. That is why he didn't give the 5 bags to the one that he gave the 1 bag to. In the same way, God knows us better than ourselves, because He created each one of us uniquely for a unique purpose. And because of that, He will give us everything that we need, as His word tells us. He's given us already everything that we need for life and godliness. After he came back, he called them to give an account. And the one with the 5 bags had invested it in whatever way he wanted, and it made 5 more. And listen to what the master said. Well done, Good and faithful servant. You've been faithful with few. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share in your master's happiness. In the same way that the one with the 2 bags of gold also doubled his, and he got the same accolades. Well done, good and faithful servants. You've been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share in your master's happiness. And the one with the 1 bag of gold did not invest, did not even put it in a bank for interest. He said he dug somewhere and hid it. So when the master came, he said, I know the type of master you are. You are a hard person. You reap even when you have not sown. So I was afraid. And I dug somewhere and put your gold there. So this is your bag, 1 bag. No interest. You know what the master said? He said, you wicked and lazy servant. You should have put my money at least on deposit for interest. If you are not going to invest at all, put it in a bank. When I come, I would at least get some interest. So it shows us that whatever we have, no matter how little we think it is, God is expecting us to multiply, to increase it for his own glory. So what we learn from this, the key lesson one is this: everything belongs to God. Because if you take your eyes from this truth in life, you walk and work in this life with an entitlement mindset. Oh, I have achieved this. I have done this. I did this. But if we have the realization that beginning with our own life, everything we have, everything we will ever achieve, have been made possible by the grace of God. Because divine ownership, we are told in Psalm 24:1, everything ultimately belongs to God. We are stewards and not owners. And he expects us to work his investment in us, because we are going to give an account, as we are told in Luke 16:2. The second lesson from this is that gratitude is the foundation of stewardship. Because as I've said already, if you don't come to the realization that everything we have, everything we have achieved already, everything we are yet to achieve, everything we have, family, position, whatever it is, it comes from the grace of God. Then gratitude becomes the foundation of stewardship. Because from gratitude, you recognize that God has invested so much in us. And therefore, as a show of gratitude, we want to live lives of responsibility, responsible living, stewarding whatever he's given to us. That is why 1 Thessalonians 5:18 said, give thanks to God in everything, in every situation. We should give him thanks, because our very lives, he has made it possible. The third lesson is that stewardship is about faithfulness. Stewardship is really not defined about what we do, but how faithfully we do what God has entrusted to us. How faithfully do we manage what God has given entrusted to us? That is faithfulness. No assignment is insignificant when God has entrusted it to us. Luke 16:10-12 tells us, if we can't take care of the small things, who will give you the bigger things? So stewardship is about faithfulness. No matter where we are, no matter the level we are. You know, most of us are looking at the top of the mountain, living what we where we are already. unattended. But it is the faithfulness that God sees in everything that He's given us that gives Him the impetus to promote, to give us the opportunities, greater ones. Because the Bible tells us promotion doesn't come from man, it comes from God, it comes from above. Of course, He passes through men, but He is the ultimate promoter. And whatever and wherever He's put us, if we don't take care of that, we shouldn't think that suddenly we are going to, get to the mountaintop without attending to what He has given us, where we are. Very, very important. And excellence is an expression of stewardship. What is excellence? Doing whatever assignment is given us with the best of our ability. Colossians 3:23-24 says, whatever we do, work at it with all your heart as working for the Lord, not for men. Indeed, I believe you'll be interested to know this has been my mantra for life. It has given me the opportunity to develop excellence. Because no matter what I'm doing, whether it's a paid assignment, a job or profession, or even what we call it, a community service, voluntary service, I do it with all my heart because I have this mindset. I am doing this for the Lord to show appreciation to what He has given to me. The investment is put in place in my life. So if we have this mindset, then you wouldn't be bothered so much about accolades from people. Because trust me, if you are working and living or doing things only to please people, you will not give of your best. Because your best may not even be seen by others. They may see it, but they not give you the accolades you are looking for. So in that sense, if you are looking for the accolades, then of course you will start doing it, things haphazardly. But I want us from today, have this thing in your mindset that whatever you are doing it for the Lord, not to gain human recognition. Of course, if it comes, it's a bonus. But don't be that human recognition be your primary goal of doing anything. Because believe you me, from experience, majority will not give you the accolades you want. So I always do it the best of my ability, serving everywhere. Whatever He's giving me the opportunity to make a difference, I do it as unto Him. And I want you to take this because it's so important. So excellence, dedication, integrity, commitment, diligence, and continuous improvement, no matter the levels that we are, whether we are students, professional, starting your professional career in the middle level, or even the highest top, entrepreneur, whatever field we are. These are expressions of faithful stewardship in action. Faithful stewardship of the investment that God has made in us and He continues to make in us. So we have to be faithful stewards every time, everywhere He places us. And God doesn't only expect faithfulness just to take care of what He's given us. He expects multiplication. Take the cue from the servant who was given one. He was given one, but he didn't multiply it. He went to hide it. God expects multiplication, not burial of our talents, of our skills, of our education, of our resources, of our time. He wants us to multiply it. No matter what He's given us, however small or insignificant we think we are or we have, God wants us to be faithful stewards who will not just maintain or bury whatever He's given us, but as a show of appreciation, we will multiply it for the good of others. So there are abilities, ideas, knowledge, opportunities that is given us, leadership potential, creativity, influence, and callings that can remain buried because maybe we think they are insignificant. Instead of multiplying what God has given us, some of us may be looking at what others have rather been given and comparing ourselves to them instead of developing, multiplying what He has given us as a show of our stewardship and our gratitude to Him. We shouldn't merely preserve God's investments. We should develop them, multiply them for His own glory, as we've been told in Matthew 16. And what is the ultimate thing? Not multiplication for its own sake, but multiplication should produce kingdom impact. Multiplication is not about making ourselves bigger. It's about making our lives more useful to God and more beneficial to others. About making our lives more useful to God and more beneficial to others. So our gifts, our influence should bless others and advance God's kingdom for His own glory. These are very important. As 1 Peter 4:10 says, use whatever you have wisely for the benefit of others. So God is looking up to us, not only to be faithful stewards, but to multiply what He's given to us, and not just multiply to make our own selves great or whatever, but to use whatever He's given us, multiply them, and become better servants or more beneficial to society. So, as a leader, you want to multiply, you want to increase your leadership skills so that you'll be better leaders to others, the next generation. As a teacher, you want to multiply your skills and your knowledge for more impact on your students. As a student, you want to multiply your skills for greater impact in the world, wherever God has placed you in your career. So multiplication should produce kingdom impact to bring glory and honor to God. This is very, very important. At this point, I want to introduce this framework that actually came out just from developing this lesson. So I'm introducing what I've called the GSEMI framework. G stands for gratitude for God's investment, recognizing what God has entrusted to us. S is stewardship, faithfully managing and developing it. E for excellence, give God our best. M for multiplication, grow what God has entrusted to us. And I for impact, use it, this multiplied investment, to bless others and to glorify God. So be introduced to GSEMI framework, which is so important. So gratitude recognizes God's investment in us. Stewardship honors it. Excellence develops it. Multiplication expands it. And kingdom impact fulfills its purpose. This has universal application. No matter who we are, no matter the level we are, this GSEMI applies to all of us. Being grateful to what God has already invested in us and continues to invest in us. So long as we are alive, God is always investing something in us, because the very fact that every day we get up is an investment in our life, because our life is a gift from God. So everybody, all of us, no matter who we are, no matter the level we are, this framework, if we follow it, we will multiply whatever we have we will expand it and we will use it for the benefit of the world to impact the kingdom and give glory and honor to God. This has been the Word Unfiltered podcast, and we have looked at stewardship for multiplication, from stewardship to multiplication. If you are here on this channel, subscribe, share, and talk to us in the comments where you are tuning from. This is very important. We depend on you for all of us to grow together, basing our life and our development, personal growth, spiritual growth, leadership, everything that we are doing on the sound teaching of the Word of God. Thank you. I've been your host, Prof. Joyce Addo-Atuah, the Global Gratitude Ambassador, bringing you another lesson in the Word Unfiltered podcast. Today has been from stewardship to multiplication. See you in the next teaching. Thank you so much.